Today on the STA Media Network, we bring to you an interview between our very own Vincent Simonelli and an Abenaki Native American who goes by the name Rolling Wind to discuss religion and culture.
Welcome to everyone at home. My name is Vincent, and today we have a very special guest in the studio with me, Rolling Wind. Welcome. How are you?
I'm well. Thank you for inviting me to come and be on your show today and talk about my religion and tribe. I'm an avid 60 Minutes fan, and it feels great to be here.
Nice to hear that. All right, let's get started. Since we're here to mainly talk about religion, I figured I'd ask you about the basics. Can you give me a basic rundown of your religion and the tribe and how it came to be?
Well, the Abenaki, which is what we call our religion, first arrived in this area around 3,000 years ago. And for about 2,500 years, they lived in prosperity, just kind of, cultivating the land, hunting, fishing, getting what they needed, and living that way. Our world was infiltrated by the Europeans in the mid-16th century. They brought war, they brought disease, and they brought starvation among our people. My tribe made the decision to migrate north into Canada, where they were able to find some freedom and then kind of get back to their roots. And as for what we believe, our religion is called the Midewiwin, and the main focus is maintaining the tranquility between human beings and the Mother Earth.
Now, I am a Christian, a Catholic to be specific, and we worship God in the Holy Trinity as our creator and the guide to our daily lives. Does the Abenaki religion have a being or role model that you look to for help or inspiration for your lives and for worship?
Yes, we do. We believe that the earth has always existed, and we refer to it as our grandmother. We believe that all humans, animals, and natural things such as rocks and trees and just really anything are individual living spirits. The one who created all this, we refer to him as the owner. And our worship is directed toward the owner, and the main premise of it is trying to maintain that serenity between humans and the grandmother earth.
For almost all cultures, there's a designated place in society to pray and worship their faith. In Christianity, we go to a church, Islam goes to mosques, and etc. Where do Midewiwin, or more specifically, Abenaki people go to pray?
We do have a place of worship. It's not necessarily a church or a mosque like you explained. But we call our place of worship the Midewiwin Lodge. And this is where our ancestors would hold really all sorts of gatherings, social gatherings, healings, counseling, fellowship, funerals. And this is not the only place to worship. So people do still go there to worship the owner, but really Midewiwin people can worship anywhere in nature. Anytime, anywhere is a good place to worship the owner and thank him for the nature that he's given us and for the serenity that he's provided.
Similar to my last question, many religions have a sacred text to refer to learn about the preachings of their creator and their prophets. Does the Abenaki tribe have anything like this?
So again, we do have a structure to our religion, but there is no sacred text like the Bible or the Quran. Many of our beliefs were just passed down orally and through traditional practices. There's no prophets in our religion like a Moses or something like that. There's one sacred being who we believe that saved humans from nature and made us the dominant species. This is called Glaskabi. He was on Earth before all humans were created and foresaw animals destroying humans. So he ultimately did save us, because without him, we would have come to Earth and have been dominated by the other animals. What he did was he called every animal together, and he told them and made them bow their heads to the humans. And so that's what made us the dominant species. And so that's usually who we would revere as a prophet, but not necessarily considered one.
I'm surprised the religion is still going, because it must be hard to keep the traditions going by passing it down by word of mouth. I've done my research and found that there are a lot of religious ceremonies for the Midewiwin religion. Indeed
there is. We have 8 different levels of membership, and depending on which level you are, you kind of have a different role, a different job in each ceremony that we have. We are very vibrant people, a lot of loud music and extravagant music and dancing. When you see people dancing and dressed up in those big flashy outfits and feathers, generally those people are higher up in the membership status, and they're kind of leading the ceremonies through their dancing and their gestures.
My last question to you is, what do you believe happens in the afterlife? Do you think that we are reincarnated, or do we go to a place like heaven or hell, or do we just leave the earth and nothing happens after?
The Midewiwin people believe that when you die, you are reincarnated in a certain way, not as necessarily a Hindu would believe, where you're reincarnated into another human life. But for Midewiwin people, when you die, you can be reincarnated into a star. You can become part of the earth as one of those natural living things that we described, having an individual spirit. And that's why, because when people die, we believe they become those things. And that's another reason why we put so much emphasis into the importance of nature, because we believe that those are our ancestors partially reincarnated into the earth. So it's a very important part of our religion. And yeah.
Anything else to convey to the people watching at home?
Nature is a gift from the owner, or our God, if you will. It should be respected and maintained by all costs and at all times. I hope everyone watching learns something about my religion, and I do have one final joke to leave you with. What do Native Americans call vegetarians?
And that's all the time we have for today, folks. Thank you for coming in today to talk to you about your faith and helping a lot of people understand your religion better. I hope we can talk again sometime.
I don't. Thank you for watching this extensive interview, and tune in next week for another version of 60 Minutes.